We talked about it. You asked for it. We're going to do some comments. That's right. We're going to talk about some comments. Again, we talked about this stuff. We're going to do it. That's right. We're going to read some comments. I haven't done the comment of the day because I've been out and about, and it's kind of hard to do it during that thing. So let's just go ahead and let's read some comments. All right, our first one. Here we go. It's right there. If you have a locked, stolen laptop to get rid of, you don't donate it. You throw it in the trash. And people already called it. The whole robbery was fake, and we're never getting the real story. And I feel that's a lot of people's sentiment. And I've even said the same thing. It's like, if you go through all the trouble to steal something, you're not going to take it to Goodwill. That's not a pawn shop. You're not getting any money or anything. I don't know. It just seemed dumb to me. Let's keep going here. I think the laptop story is made up. He claimed he had over $4,000 in it, and it was special and custom built. And then he just wanted to give it away. If it was me, I would go get it and keep it as a spare. Tater is trying to look like he is doing something good. And yeah, a couple of people have mentioned that. They're like, it's not a cheap thing, and yeah, keep it as a spare. If you can get into it, doesn't have all your stuff on it, all your back catalog of things and stuff that you were working on and all. Why wouldn't you want it back? That part doesn't make any sense either. It's kind of silly, you know. You'd want that thing, no matter what. Oh, here we got to go. You need to get a life and make videos about your own life instead of going after other vloggers who are living their own life. Oh my God, you're pathetic. Well, I don't make videos about my life because it is none of your business. So when you say get a life, I have a life. Just because I don't put everything and every aspect of my life on YouTube for everybody to see and scrutinize and say you're doing this or you're doing that. No, I don't make videos about my life. Somebody that chooses to make videos about your life, that's what they choose to do. So if I choose to make videos of watching those people and talk about what they're doing in their life, that's what I'm going to do. So if you think it's pathetic, hey, you watched and you left a comment, and I thank you. All right, what's next? Who cares? It's not our business, so move on. Geez, so many Karens and Darrens on YouTube. Karens and Darrens, huh? What makes me a Karen or a Darren? Because I watch what this guy posts on YouTube and talk about it. And who cares? Apparently you do, because didn't you just click on it, watch it, and actually leave a comment? So apparently you cared enough to do all that. So welcome to the crowd, dickhead. Oh, back to the laptop story. The laptop story is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. The guy on the phone was reading from a script. Total drivel. I found your laptop in a Goodwill store. I rang Apple, blah, blah, blah. Tater making faces like he wasn't interested. If someone found your stolen goods, you'd be listening intently, not pulling faces and yawning. You'd just want it back. Drama sells. Very good observation. Yeah, he didn't seem very interested. He was kind of fake. Yeah, he didn't even use his acting skills that he went to school for. What was he thinking? Oh my goodness, the Tater. But yeah, a lot of people were chiming in about the laptop. This is a good one. Everybody is Tater's buddy, in quotes, until Tater doesn't need their labor or hospitality any longer. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I mean, look at all the work and stuff that Robert did. Look at all the stuff that even Wayne did. And now Wayne 2.0 from Mississippi. Hey, thanks for the hospitality there. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing that. I'm outie. Never to be mentioned again. Sean, his buddy from East Alton, Illinois, with his little shop there. He only talks to him or about him when he needs some more underglow lights or some shit that Sean needs. I don't know. But yeah, and we know how he talked about other people, Carolyn and Lola and all that good stuff. So yeah, you're exactly right. I agree with you. Okay, did anybody notice that in Nomadic Fanatic's recent video, he made reference to something they were looking at and how that would look good on their property? He then said, oh, well, we don't own any property or something along those lines. I wonder if he slipped up and started to say something that he shouldn't have, because he kind of tried to take it back. Although technically none of our business, it just makes you wonder. And yeah, again, it's none of our business, but again, see, I don't want things to be your business, so I don't tell you things. I don't get on here and make videos about, I'm doing this, I'm buying this, I'm getting this, I'm going here, this is what I'm doing. I share what I want, what I don't mind. So if you don't want it to be people's business, don't put it on a platform that goes all around the world to everybody with an internet connection and that can click on your shit. So it is our business. If you don't want it to be our business, keep it off the fucking internet. And as far as the land thing, I don't think they have land now. I think it's wishful thinking. I think it's foresight. I think it's because, again, they're going to get land somewhere, but I think they're waiting for all this the legalities of everything to blow over to make sure how much money they have, because you got to figure they don't want to go dumping a bunch of money into land and doing this, because Tater, he'll be buying sheds and shacks and stones and fucking digging holes, and he'll be putting up gates and doing all kinds of shit, just throwing money all over the place. So I think he's got to wait until he sees how much scratch he has to hand out during this, if any, during this whole legal proceeding. And then I think they're going to go look for land and buy land again. But I think it's just foreshadowing and a little bit of wishful thinking. I don't think they went out and bought land yet. That's just my opinion. But good comment, food for thought. What do we got next? Oh, something about James. Wanderlust estate needs to read the room and state of YouTube. Read the room and state of YouTube. Quits a good job, gets rid of an apartment and stable living, and now is trying to do YouTube living out of a Honda Element and RV. Also, obviously in poor health on top of that. And his first couple videos back, he was grifting for donations and money. Yeah, now I got along with James back in the day. We used to talk here and there back and forth and stuff. He did an outro for me and everything. I always liked James because he would work and he would go do things and everything, and even back when he was with his lady friend and all that. But it's true. He stopped. He led a good life and he got healthy. Him and Tater did a little thing. Tater even dropped some weight, but James got real thin and fit and healthy and was doing all kinds of stuff. And then he just went to shit and got unhealthy again, got big, and decided to, quit a real job and get out of this. And then he did that I'm going to just bounce around and go gamble at casinos and do this little thing where they give me free rooms and I'm going to stay in the penthouse and I'm going to go join these fucking tournaments and all kinds of dumb shit. Get rich quick scheme. And where did that get him? Is he a millionaire? Is he living in a big old house? Is he staying in the penthouse? walking around smoking cigars in the casino? No, he's living in a fucking Honda Element. So I don't know. I don't know what these people think sometimes. I really, really don't. All right. It's Arizona, dumbass. In the later days of June. It's hot. And it's going to get a whole lot hotter before it's over with. Electronics don't tend to like heat. And you're in a cobbled together excuse for an RV based on a retired school bus. And you have the gall to complain because your bus and trailer are longer than the law allows. Tater just beats all. This is a good one. Unless we change gears and talk about the other scam artist, Timmy. So much to unpack in this one. So much to unpack. But yes, exactly. Who wanted a bus? Who had to have a bus? And who had to hook a trailer to it? So you're going to run around and cry because you're too long to go places. Well, duh. And true. Electronics do not like the heat. If you've ever been anywhere where there's, like a server room for computers, or even the bank when you go to the ATM, it's cold as shit. They get an air conditioner just for that thing. All that stuff. Electronics hate the heat. So, yeah, you had to have a bus. You got one. You built that stupid ass thing. Now shut the fuck up and deal with it. All right. Tim freeloads at Ted and Jolene's for 2 years and eating Jolene's cooking instead of buying any of his own groceries. Yeah, that was when I was talking about old Tim Timberee. He, what did he do? He's talking about one thing I got is plenty of money and all other bullshit, and he's giving everybody financial advice and all the schedules that I schedule A, B, C, D. I got them all. I do them all because I got a business. I have a business, and this is a business. YouTube's a big business. This is no funny games for me. And this here trailer, this is my studio. Even though somebody mentioned before, he doesn't even film in his trailer half the time. Most of his stuff is outside. But anyway, so he's giving all his advice. But yeah, he supposedly turned 11,000 into 50-some thousand because he didn't spend, or I don't know. Timmy math. But yeah, so, I guess we could all save some money if we could live in somebody's property for free for 2 or 3 years like Timmy did. What a bonehead. But good comment. Good catch. All right, we got a long one here. Let's see if I can read this without stumbling too much. Tater's cooling problem is a problem of his own making. Yeah, see, we kind of discussed that earlier. The position of that condenser is his whole problem. A condenser mounted underneath the bus, low to the ground behind the front tire, is in about the worst spot possible. The condenser's whole job is to dump heat into the air around it. And to do that, it needs free, cool intake air and somewhere for its hot exhaust to go. Under the bus is getting neither. Also, it rebreathes its own exhaust. In that confined underbody space, the hot air it rejects has nowhere to escape. So it pools and gets sucked right back into the intake. The unit ends up trying to cool by inhaling its own heat. Running a condenser that's starved sends heat pressure way up. And sustained high head pressure, not heat, sends head pressure way up. And sustained high head pressure can trip the unit on overload or, over time, kill the compressor. The vibrations from the bus are going to kill the compressor first, though. It's only going to get hotter for Tater. That is very, very interesting. That's some stuff that I was not aware of, and it does make sense because I do kind of know how those things work. Well, I'm not an expert by any means, but yeah, I kind of have the idea, and that makes perfectly sense. So yeah, you're pulling out the hot air and you're pushing in cold air, And yes, it has to do that. And if you're just sucking everything, all the hot air right back in, it makes total sense. But again, you want to do everything yourself because you think you can watch a YouTube video or, call somebody and say, hey, well, you get what you get. But good comment. Thank you for taking the time to explain that crazy shit to us. Appreciate it. Oh, there we go. It's Polly Girl. Timmy loves math, doesn't he? We had a couple people mention similar comments. Math, yes, that's Timmy. Timmy, that is. I'll explain it if you don't know what that is. Is when you're a female goes out and says, "It was on sale. It was on sale. It was normally $500. I got it for $300. I made you $200. See, I just made you $200. That's Timmy math. That's Timmy math. He loves the home math. Oh my. Tim overlooks the elephant in the room. If he bought a house back in the 80s, like those of us that didn't squander our money, then all he'd be paying is power and other utilities. He's pig ignorant. And it's true. It's true. Timmy comes out here and he says all this stuff about, oh yeah, I'm 60, and I did it 62 because I didn't leave $9 million on the table because I took it right away and blah 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 blah. And see, by buying this trailer, I did this and I got this. And you still bought a depreciating asset. It's just like a car. You go in and you buy a $30,000 car. As soon as you drive it over the little threshold of the driveway and you hit that first street, your $30,000 car, it's already worth $25,000. You could turn it right around and take it back in and say, hey, I want to trade this in. Like Rusty does. And Rusty claims he gets, more than what he paid for. But I know that's not true. But anyway, Timmy, he thinks he can go spend $30,000 or $40,000 on an RV, on a little travel trailer, and then live in it for 2 years, and it's still worth $40,000. No, that's not how it works, but that's Timmy. Now, if you would have bought a house, say for, I don't know, $80,000, $100,000, and you lived in it for 30 years and you wanted to go sell, it would probably be worth $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. Who knows? Unlike your little tin box. But Timmy doesn't understand that. And like this commenter just showed, that in Timmy's golden years, he wouldn't have to be living in a little tin sweatbox on a little slab of concrete that he pays how much for. Like this person says, yeah, Timmy would have his lawnmower payment and they may have some property taxes, but yeah, his house would be paid off by now. He could be kicking back and, conserving electricity. But Timmy doesn't tell you that. He just tells you how to scam people and swindle the government. Get some PPP loans and some other stuff, EIDLs and everything. That's what Timmy's about. He ain't about working, because remember, Timmy worked 2 days a week for an hour a day. And he said, fuck them kids. They don't need insurance. Walk it off, rub some dirt on it, suck it up, buttercup. Oh, the Timster. All right, well, what we got next? Let's keep rolling on. We got a couple more here. Yeah, guarantee he takes enough fake donations to avoid paying any taxes. We're talking about Timmy. He deducted his trailer as a full-time studio when the majority of his videos are made elsewhere. Yeah, I mentioned this. I didn't remember that I had this on here. If he gets through his life without an IRS audit, it will be a miracle. Timmy Math makes calculus look like simple arithmetic. Yes, Timmy Math is quite confusing. If you try to follow it, your brain just goes, what? Yeah. And that's it. Timmy just, hey, I got this loaf of bread, and I made a sandwich on YouTube, so that loaf of bread, right off. That steak, that's right, the ones that I poked, I didn't even buy all of them, but I'm still writing them off because I poked them. I poked them in the store and I threw them around. And so therefore I'm deducting them because I filmed me poking them. Now the one I ate, oh yeah, we're definitely deducting that one. And this fine. This trailer, the best layout ever on the planet. That's right. 100% write off every year too. I write off $40,000 every year because this is my studio and that's how much I paid. Oh, the Timmy. He probably still writes off the Honda that he sold. What a bonehead. All right. Imagine how much heat the charge controller with 5,500 watts of solar power being converted to 240 volts to run AC gives off in that closet. How about the big battery charging and being discharged all day? Now add 5 cats and 2 bald-headed chubby adults. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's a very good point. You got that thing sucking in all that power, converting stuff and putting it out, and the batteries are charging and everything in that little box. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But hey, remember, it's Tater's build. Don't do what I do, blah, 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 blah. I watch some videos just to get some ideas, but I'm not building this bus like everybody else does. I'm doing it my way. And then I'll bitch about it later. Oh my goodness. All right. Now these are ones that don't have anything to do with Tater or any nomads. This is from the little thing I did about the gay pride stuff month and all that good stuff. Now, the whole idea of Pride Month pisses me off as a gay white conservative man. All it does is provoke and promote differences and exaggerated lifestyle stereotypes. There are lots of us regular men that are just privately gay and would tell you if you ask, but really nobody should go around asking private details without knowing you. Agree. Just look at some of the angry comments posted here because they feel emboldened to push back at the whole concept. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time and posting that, making that comment. And I agree. And that's what I said in the, I actually asked in the videos, like I these flamboyant, oh, hey, bitch, doing all kinds of weird shit on floats and wearing a thong and humping on another guy. I wondered what, like I said, Jim from accounting and little Susie from HR, they're gay, but nobody knows unless you know them and ask them, or, you see them out and about holding hands with the same sex, then maybe you would know, but you don't know. I wonder what they think. So I appreciate someone actually, saying that, yeah. And that's what it does. It makes it feel like they're jamming it down your throat, just like anybody with religion or anything else. When they start jamming it down your throat and pushing it in your face and going, yeah, we're going to do it, see, and just, you have to accept it whether you like it or not. And well, I don't have to. But, yeah, I thank you again for taking the time. And, it just makes people pissy, more pissy than some people already are. And the ones that are on the fence, it just pushes them over the edge and goes, look how they act, so, yeah. I know lots of gay people and they're awesome. They're no different than anybody else, in my opinion. And, I know people have their opinions about it, but yeah, I mean, it's a whole thing about, being able to do stuff. I mean, I don't want to go off on the whole thing, but it's just, and it's that, when people, same-sex people, if they happen to adopt a child or have a child, however they do it, they have a surrogate, whatever. But if they have a child and then something happens to one of them then, it was like, oh no, well, no, you can't say. You have no say in where the child goes. You have no say in this person's medical, stuff, or if we pull a plug or what you have no say in it at all. It's the person's parents or a sister or whatever who hates them because they're gay or what, all that shit. So to be able to, be together if one dies or something, and what happens to the house that they bought together? What happens to all that? So yeah, I was all for, gay rights and be married and be miserable like the rest of us. But yeah, you have to be able to take care of those things. And hey, if you're with somebody and you go through all that stuff, just like, heterosexual people do, you got to deal with that shit somehow. So yeah. All right. Enough of that. I'll move on. Sorry. All right, I'm calling you out. There we go. This is a long one. It's a good one, though. I had to put it in. You and I don't see eye to eye at all when it comes to politics, but that's the beauty of freedom. You get to have your opinion, and I get to have mine, and I respect that at the end of the day. But what I respect most about you is that you take on the negative comments head on. You don't press delete. You don't censor people unless it crosses a line, and you use that to your advantage. You get it. Some of these vloggers are too stupid to realize that any engagement in the comment section is good for the algorithm, even if it's negative. The reason I mentioned what I mentioned at the top of this comment is that people don't need to be hateful just because you don't agree with what somebody's saying. Like with Eric, I do not hate him. He just needs to be exposed for the fraud that he is. And I just wanted to, I wanted to add that one because I appreciate the fact that, yeah, and it just what they said, yeah, if you have something shitty to say, you disagree with me, or you're blah, 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 MAGA fucking asshole, whatever, that's fine. I mean, if it goes over the line and you start doxing people or start really harassing some of my people, my commenters in a thread that you start getting at, then you're getting deleted. But yeah, again, we live in a country that allows you the freedom to talk, the freedom to have an expression, the freedom to have disagreements without being violent, of course. We live in a country that we can actually say, we don't like the leaders. They suck. They whatever. In other countries, if you say anything against the leader, you could be jailed or worse. So, yes, we do live in a great country, in my opinion. It's not perfect, but nothing is. Are there things I would like to change? Yes, several. But I want to thank this person for taking the time and actually acknowledging that, yeah, we don't have to all agree on everything. We can still get along, though, just because we have difference of opinions. And thank you for noticing that I do leave the shitty comments up unless they cross the line. I do appreciate that. All right, just the last one. We're going to end it with this one, and it is absolutely agree with you. We came from Cuba in 1964. This process then was you entered a lottery in Cuba. You needed a sponsor in the U.S. to be responsible for you, your finances, and housing. And most importantly, you assimilated the values and traditions of the greatest nation on earth. I am 67, and thank God my parents took this great step 62 years ago. And I want to definitely thank you for your comment, because this is one that I appreciate, because we often forget that one word, illegal. We don't dislike, and we don't want to get rid of the immigrants. We want to get rid of the illegal immigrants. And people like this are the ones that I always, I don't want to say feel sorry for, but I empathize with, have empathy. And I know and recognize their anger, because while they went through these steps and had to have, you know, a place to go and someone to say that, yes, we will take care of them. And they know that they come in and they go, okay, we left this. We're not bringing this with us. We are coming into this place and we're going to fit in. We're going to go by your rules and what you want us to do. And we are going to thrive here. And they went through all those steps while Biden opened the gates and just said, come on in, and just let millions of anybody, and I don't care what anybody says, it wasn't the cream of the crop, it wasn't the doctors and the lawyers and the nurses, no, it was the horrible people. Yes, there was some good people actually wanted to come and make a better life for themselves, but most of them were horrible people doing horrible things, and they came here, and as you can see, the way they're running amok doing shit. So I can see how people that actually, again, knock on the door and say, may I come in? Sure. Fill out these papers. Let me see who you are, and you're welcome to come in. Not the ones that broke in the window, climbed in, and then you went, oh, well, you're here. You're sitting in my living room. I might as well give you dinner. No, that's not the fucking way it works. So I want to thank you. And yes, I do know I grew up, one of my best friends growing up was a Cuban. His mother and him, they came over and started a new life here. And it's the way it should be. And again, everybody, there's no illegal immigrants on stolen land. Well, you live on stolen land too. You're here. So if you don't like it and it's so horrible, then you get the fuck out. But we're here. Yeah, we took it. We did what we had to do. We left England. We came here, we started anew. Now, if you want to come here, start anew. Don't fucking come here and say, oh, well, it's so horrible there, and they don't let us do this, and they don't let us do that, and we can't say this. So we're going to come here, and now we're going to make the same rules and the same laws, and we're going to turn this fucking little hunk of this place we came into this exact same shithole that we left, and we said, oh, it's so horrible there. Then why are you making it the same fucking way? Because you're not here for good reasons. You're here to infiltrate and change shit. And there's a certain group of people that are allowing it to happen. Sanctuary cities. But anyway. And if you go anywhere else, and I know because my son left here and went over to New Zealand, and he had to have this and that and this, and had to have this got done. He had to have this much money in the bank. He had to have this. He's filling out papers still. He had to do this and that and that. He had to jump through so many damn hoops. He didn't just walk across the river and hold out his hand and get a fucking cell phone, a big wad of money, and say, here's a house to live in. No. And here's some free health care. Doesn't fucking work that way anywhere else, so it shouldn't work that way here. People don't get that were born here and lived here all their lives and worked and paid taxes. They don't get shit. Obama ruined fucking health care for everybody. People that had good health care through their work, he changed it all. And then all of a sudden employers, I can't afford to have health care for all you people. And then that's on you. And now everything's, oh, well, it's affordable. Affordable for who? It gave lots and lots of people the opportunity that didn't have the opportunity to get health care. Who are those people? You mean the ones that are already on welfare, that already have free health care? Who did it fucking benefit? Nobody. But now we have millions of illegals that came over here, and they can go to the doctor. They get more shit. They get more freedoms than you and I get. They can go out here and shoot up a fucking neighborhood, stalk people, and do all kinds of crazy shit. They can do whatever they want to. But, again, it's craziness. But I want to thank everybody who left these comments, and that is just a handful. But I tried to mix it up, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I hope you enjoyed. And, yeah, you know how we do here. you know. It's not what I say isn't the rule. You don't have to agree with me. That's never, ever, ever, ever the point. It's just...
That's my opinion!
What we do here is go back.